Welcome to the Business Finance Bulletin, episode 234. Welcome again to the latest Business Finance Bulletin with me, Rob Warlow from Business Loan Services, the commercial finance expert. In this bulletin, small businesses still concerned about access to finance, Nat West announces pilot of new mobile-only banking service, and self-employed face growing levels of debt. When it comes to small businesses, one topic that never seems to go away is the issue of access to finance. The Federation of Small Businesses, the FSB, has just released a new report called Going for Growth. Now, in that report, one of the key messages is the FSB say that small business owners say that they still have restricted access to finance. In fact, the report highlights that perhaps only 13% of business owners over the last year have recently applied for finance. And of those that did, 70% of them defaulted to their bank when it came to an overdraft or a loan. So the key message is that there are not many alternative sources of finance out there. Well, to be honest, I have a bit of a problem with this report. I'm not quite sure where they're coming from with it, because since the credit crunch, as I've highlighted numerous times, there are lots of sources of alternative finance out there. Now, for me, it's more an issue of a demand for finance as opposed to a supply. It just seems to be at the moment where we are, and I've mentioned this in previous bulletins, that many business owners are a little bit concerned about where we're heading. And so that demand for finance is definitely dampening. I've mentioned in previous bulletins about the 6-monthly report that comes out from the SME Finance Monitor team. And there it highlighted about 50% of businesses describe themselves as referred to as permanent non-borrowers. And nearly 80% of businesses classify themselves as happy non-seekers. That's where they haven't applied for finance over the last 12 months and no intention of borrowing going forward. So it's not really a supply issue when it comes to finance, it's a demand issue. But also there's one key aspect as well. It's awareness amongst business owners of where to go. And I said there are a plethora of alternative finance providers out there. So I don't think it's a supply of finance issue. It's also a little bit of an awareness issue as well. Where do you turn to? Now, if you go to your favorite search engine and type in find me a business loan or get me a business loan, you will find all of those alternative finance providers there. But of course, you've also got people like us here at Business Loan Services, commercial finance brokers around the UK. And it's our job to know exactly where you need to look when it comes to finance. So whilst I kind of get a little bit of the message that there is still restricted access to finance, there are plenty of alternatives out there. Now, don't forget, if you do get a no from a lender, sometimes they're sending you a little bit of a signal that where you are in your business at the moment is not quite right, and they see higher risks. And sometimes it can be difficult for you to see the wood for the trees. And again, that's where it's important to get and seek advice from people who understand what your business looks like, and you can see where the red flags are. So if you do ever want to have a chat about options for finance, don't forget, you can just drop us a line, info@businessloanservices.co.uk. Happy to chat options through with you. Sticking with the topic of alternative finance, Nat West have just announced the launch of a new mobile-only banking service. I said this is mobile-only on a digital platform. Now, this is really interesting because you look around the marketplace, there are quite a few mobile-only banking apps out there, Starling, Revolut, and these are the ones who are really moving forward with it. So you've got the likes of Nat West who have clearly decided that our main high street brand perhaps is a little bit toxic. Let's go and start something new. So what is this new banking service called? Well, it's Mettle. That's METTLE. Via this app, you'll be able to open bank accounts, you have a debit account, operate a current account, you can issue invoices, it'll also give you task reminders to chase invoices, and you can also do basic bookkeeping as well. Now, this mobile-only app called Mettle is in its pilot stage, and they are now seeking out business customers who want to trial it out, who can be part of the whole process of shaping what this service will look like going forward. So if you want to participate in that pilot and open an account, all you need to do is go along to their website, which is Mettle, METTLE.co.uk, and there you'll be able to sign up for the service and be part of the whole process of shaping what that app will look like. The UK's smallest businesses and self-employed people are carrying increasing levels of debt. Well, that's according to the latest findings from Business Deadline. A Business Deadline is a charity there to provide free advice and support to the very small businesses and the self-employed in the UK. Now, what kind of businesses are they helping? Well, over the last 12 months, they've helped approximately 36,000 business owners solve their debt problems. So what's the kind of profile of the business owners who are turning to them for support? Well, approximately 39% of the people they help have a business turnover of less than £25,000 per year. So you can see we're really at the small end of the market. In terms of levels of debt, 23% of them carrying more than £30,000 worth of debt. And that's quite large compared to this average turnover figure that we are seeing. So if you're in that kind of financial position where you need some advice and support, the Business Deadline is certainly one of those organisations that you should turn to. Now, in terms of what the Business Deadline want government to do, well, they really want government to provide more support to the smaller end of the market. Typically, they are hit more by late payments than larger firms, and late payment can have a massive impact on cash flow. Typically, that end of the market, kind of on average, do lack some of the essential business skills, so they do need more support. And quite often, thirdly, they're a bit more vulnerable. Sometimes there are health issues and mental health issues which can make climbing out of a debt problem even harder. So that's really what Business Deadline wants, is much more support for the lower end of the market. Now, if you do need to speak to somebody about debt advice, go along to their website, which is businessdeadline.org, and there you will find a list of everything that they can do for you. Well, that's it for another bulletin. As ever, I hope you enjoyed watching it. And if you did, please don't forget to give it a like and a share. It all helps. So that's it. Thanks very much. I look forward to being with you next time, and have a great, successful and profitable week.